investing towards the fourth industrial revolution, society 5.0, web 3.0. Want to make a lot of money. So the future is going to be more digital than physical. And we already touched on the metaverse, see how it's going to change the space and how we operate on just our daily lives, how the metaverse is going to change that. It's going to infiltrate and just disrupt that space in a way that, the average person just cannot imagine, you know. And some people think it's a joke when you say to them that in the future you can have a digital avatar that's gonna be running in the metaverse, you know, being you. You feel me? It's going, you know, it's crazy. You can't even. It's too much to comprehend, and also sometimes explaining it without visuals can be difficult as well. So that's why you have to look at some. Mm, so you have to look at some movies and things like that. Just get a little bit of understanding. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. You know, I don't use understand, understood. Understood. It's some personal thing, but whatever. I don't care. So yeah, Mark Zuckerberg changed rebranding Facebook to Meta. Meta using that French. So yeah, they use these celebrities and athletes and actors, whatever, to push this agenda. Because image is the key. When you have this person who have who has a large following, imagine all of a sudden they start talking about cryptos, NFTs, metaverse. What will happen? The fans will gravitate towards that, you know. So they use these people to push this agenda because image is the key. So but the thing is that you have to be ahead of the herd. You have to be invested in the projects when nobody is talking about it. Because by the time it hits the news, usually, it's too late because the prices will be high, you know. But no, right now, not really because we are in the infancy, of the whole space, this digital space. Like you have a lot of time to sit down and make your research, but don't take that, as a sign for you to just sit back and do nothing, or just like take a whole lot of time before getting into it. When I say a lot of time, I'm talking about like a few years, but you see how a few years can go by quickly, you know? So, like you really got to be in it, put your head into it. It doesn't matter if you like it or not, it's going to happen. So you have to benefit from it regardless, and that's the way you got to be. And you have different sectors that will benefit from this fourth industrial revolution. We already touched on the metaverse, this VR, space, AR, VR mixed together. This crazy reality is amazing, mind blowing, but what about the other ones? Things like EV, clean energy. Let me check my list and see if in case I don't want to miss something. Okay. Yes. EV. So a lot of us couldn't benefit from this tech boom and this, you know, how back in the days where cars were first invented, how many people benefited from it? I wasn't even born, you know. So it's the same thing happening again. You have these cars that will be things like Tesla, electric cars. That's going to be the future. In a few years, it's just going to be electric cars everywhere. So you can invest in the companies that are manufacturing those cars, or you can invest in the charging stations. Or you can do both. Because without electric, like you know, charging stations, the cars will not move. Just like the cars today, without the gas station, the car's not going any goddamn where. You feel me? So it's the same thing. It's the same principles. So history doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. So you have to look at what happened in the past and what's happening today, and you're gonna be straight. You know. But EV, man. No, like for me, I'm not trying to have my hand in every project. You know, like even though I know what the winners, or like who the winners will be, I'm not trying to get my hands in every project and trying to buy everything. Let me get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of like no, I don't do that. I have these main sectors that I focus on and I buy a lot because I don't want to be the type of person owning one share of Tesla, one share of Amazon, and it goes to 5,000 and you can't even sell because you only have one. You sell one, it's over. Like no, I wanna own 10,000 shares of this. I wanna own 20,000 shares of this. I wanna own 50,000 shares of this. That's my mindset. Some people talk about wealth. It's like, oh, I'm gonna just own this one and then let it rise forever. But what's the point of owning a stock? It raises in value, but you cannot sell. What's the point of doing that? That's just dumb. Like you put your money in it, you sacrifice all them years having that patience just to see that one or two stocks going super high, but you can't even sell because if you sell, it's over. Obviously in the future there will be fractionalized stocks. Things like just like Bitcoin, you can buy like $10,000. I mean, $10 or $100 worth of Bitcoin. You're gonna be able to do that with stocks as well. But still, 5,000, you have one share. Like you sell one, it's over. It's like it's too dumb. I don't do that. I don't play that game. I want to own a lot. So therefore, the price is reaches a certain level. I can sell one. I mean, not one. I can sell like 20% and still have a whole lot left. That's my mindset when it comes to those, like just owning them big assets, because you don't want to spread yourself too thin. Because if you just have one over here, two over there, five over there, 100 over there, 1,000 over there, it's like, yeah, it's raising in value. But like I said, are you gonna sell them? Or you just keep on holding them? It's like, yeah, sure, you're wealthy on paper, but you can't even benefit from it. What's the point? Like you putting your whole money into a company or whatever without taking profit. That's super dumb to me. But mm, and yes, like I say, I have this one particular sector that I focus on, and mostly it's crypto. I used to do stocks, but I left stocks. Well, once I got into that crypto space, when you're used to making the big gains, it's hard to go back to stocks because stocks is like, it's cool. I can make them profit, but it's not like crypto. And the fact that a lot of people don't understand crypto, that's one of the reasons why I like it even better. Because by the time they get educated on the subject, the price will be too high. And, when the prices are high, what's happening? I'm gonna be selling my shares, I'm gonna be selling my shit. And that's the way it operates. You can say it's evil, but survival of the fittest. It's not my fault. I educated myself before you. I took the time, I took the effort to sit down and just put myself into it for all them years to benefit from it. Say, what were you doing? I don't feel bad. It's just the way it is, survival of the fittest, man. So, I'm not trying to specialize myself in everything. I have a few projects that I'm looking at, and that's good for me. Even though, for example, if I know Tesla gonna be a big winner, I don't need to put my money in Tesla. You know, I don't have to. I can put my money in other things, and it's gonna go back. It's gonna go high as well. Like it's like I don't care. I don't need to put my hands in everything. So that's one big point. And if you want to have a basic understanding on how the world will look like, you can check out this series on Amazon, The Feed and Upload. When you look at those series, you can have a basic understanding on how the world will look like, because the metaverse project that Facebook introduced people to in the videos, like, yeah, it's cool. You can see little things moving around, but that's nothing. Like literally, that's nothing compared to what they have, like in the back. And check out these movies we used to watch in the past, and the people used to watch in the past, and the technology was just mind blowing. And we used to tell ourselves that, oh my God, I wish I can have this technology right there in this movie. And in a few years, you're using the technology like it's nothing, you know. So when you look at those type of movies like The Feed and Upload, it's not a movie, but series, on Prime. I don't know if they have it somewhere else, but that's why I watch them. But when you look at things like that, just put yourself in a position to see. Don't criticize and say, oh, it would never happen. Don't tell yourself that because it's already here. You just cannot see it yet. Just look at everything. Pay attention to every single details, and you're gonna see that we're just a few years away from it becoming our reality. Walking around with lenses that I can have a regular house. Somebody walks in a house with no special lenses or glasses to see the QR codes and these different NFTs and these different digital items in the house. The wall is gonna look blank for the person that ain't got no glasses or lenses. But for the person that got those special items, you're gonna see paintings on the wall. You're gonna see trophies or whatever on the wall. You feel me? It's crazy. Look at the series. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. It sounds crazy when you put it like that. It's really about putting something into your mind, knowing that in a few years this will become our reality. So really, I would touch on that real quick. These cryptos, they're not for us. The cryptos are for the robots and the AI, the drones, these machines to pay each other. Obviously, we'll be using the the cryptos, but it's currency for the robots to pay each other. For example, if I hop on a vehicle right now that requires the DAV token, DAV, so I pay, like, for example, one DAV token to get from New York to LA, and when I get to the hotel, the receptionist is going to be a robot, and the robot is going to be accepting Ethereum. So I pay, let's say, I don't know, like 0.01 Ethereum for 3 nights at the hotel, and I want to order some food, so I pay 2 XLM, for the drones to deliver me the food. So it's the cryptos are currencies for the robots and these drones and these machines to pay each other. It wasn't really meant for us, because if it was just for us, we only need stable coins, things like USDC, to pay each other. We don't need cryptos. Cryptos is for the robots to pay each other. And when you look at the cloud, because it's going to be connected to the cloud, and everything that we're doing right now, it's going to be connected to the cloud. You're going to look it up for yourself. Imagine you have this big AI that controls the little AI. So you have the supply chain, the transportation system, just all these different sectors connecting to this big AI. So imagine a project like SingularityNet, AGIX, connecting all these different AIs together. So you have this cloud, that everything connects to, and they're managing all these different AIs and shit like that. So that's the type of mindset I want to have. I want to own the highway. I don't want to own the car. I want to own the highway, and every car that wants to drive on the highway gotta pay me a fee. That's the way I look at it. So the cryptos are not for us, but the cryptos will have to connect to one big, a big boss. Let's just call it like that. I want to own that big boss, but I also want to own a few little cryptos, those big cryptos that are also, managing, all how can I say, the major phase. For example, the supply chain. You can have different cryptos in the supply chain, but let's say if VeChain is the main phase of the supply chain, I want to own VeChain. So you can have different AIs things running things. But if AGIX is the major player in it, I want to own AGIX. So that's the way I look at it. Even though the crypto is not for us, but we're gonna be using it. Like I said, we're gonna be using it. That's the way it is. So look at thing real quick. Yes. I said everything, man. So the fourth industrial revolution, you want to position yourself in it. So VR, this digital space, VR, metaverse, EV, clean energy, AI, the cloud. You gotta put yourself in position, man. And really look at it now. Things like the feed and upload on Amazon Prime. You don't have to watch the whole thing. You can just a few little clips. There and there. It's just to have an understanding, of how the future would look like. Because the people in the past they also watch movies of us in today's reality, and they used to think that it would never happen. The technology is just too advanced. We can never do that. And we live in that reality right now, like it's nothing. So when you look at things like the feed, upload, and you look at the technology, don't be too surprised, man. Because if somebody can have that imagination to put it in the movie, to put it in the show, whatever, to put it in the series, if somebody can have that imagination, what makes you think that it's not already here? How were they able to see it and put it in the vision for you to watch? If they can make it, in real life, you know what I mean? It's like, I can have this concept of making the computer and putting that computer in the movie and not be able to replicate that computer in real life. So these movies is things like that. People look at it like science fiction, but movies not magic. It's human beings creating things that's already here. It's not magic. Like, movies, your reality in a way. It's just your reality in the future, if you look at it from a different perspective. Don't look at all the big movies and shit like that in the past. See how they used to have this technology that we're using today. And check out the people mindsets over there. Oh, it would never happen. Look at today. It's a movie, man. Like, I have one of my teachers, if we can put it that way. He says that your life is an illusion and TV is your reality.